Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly, and thought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
How like you to consider my needs.
What we need to consider is where the creatures came from.
The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
We'll talk to the survivors.
I can't entirely blame the men of the garrison for losing heart. And they have provided a place for the injured.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
But my family, they're still in the capital.
I'm sorry, darling. I truly am.
With no one to defend the place. Moor's days are numbered.
Don't leave me, Pa.
That thing, it took off the captain's head.
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, they came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when... Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
I thought everything would be all right once we left the capital. But nowhere's safe anymore. Is it?
I assume you have a plan?
We need to find out what we're facing. The captain lost his head because he never stopped to use it. If we reman the towers and fortify the walls, we might just stand a chance.
It was all they could do to escape. They just left the bodies there in the flood.
Clive, look.
I see them. With me!
Should I prime?
Save your strength.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Hearing that the Dame would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind. I have sentries to post. Milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one, and that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive. Philippe will make a good captain. He reminds me a little of you, Clive, but without all the mocks and mows.
To the meadows, then.
That's what the captain said.
Some of us forgot why we were fighting, and for who, while some of us never really knew. But the Dame set us straight, and though we've still got a long march ahead of us, at least now we know we're in this together.
You heard the Herald. The Emperor's dead, and the Empire along with him. If we're going to survive, we'll have to do it on our own.
I left everything in the capital. What am I to do? Where am I to go?
You don't have to go anywhere. The Dame will see you taken care of.
Oh, thank Grieger.
As long as you remain, the Veil will see to your needs.
It's heartening to see that the Guard have rediscovered their purpose. I just hope they don't do anything stupid. We've lost enough people to those things.
We're still alive, aren't we?
Yeah, but only because of the Dame. Will that be enough next time?
So many were injured. Only by the grace of the goddess did so few succumb to their wounds.
I'd say it was more the grace of the Dame. But help's help, eh?
Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
You didn't mean them. I know. That's not the man you are. The man I love.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt with.
Yeah, but what if they come back? Is there anything we can do to help?
The legionaries lay limp and lorn, both heads and swords hung low. But at her touch they did rise up to meet their blue-eyed foe.
Can't you forge anything harder? Those beasts have skin like iron.
I might have been able to before the crystal cracked, but since then, the furnace has been about as much use as my brandy.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago, and now you'd have us believe they're just gone?
I would. And I'd thank you to trust us. Unless you fancy picking up a sword yourself.
Nothing like a little unrest to fill the coffers, eh?
Let the dame hear you say that.
My apologies for the lack of stock. The Vale purchased most of it earlier to brew tonics for the injured they'd taken in.
Why, your stall is as ripe as a midden heap.
It's my damn bearer. It's gone and lost the touch.
I got peppers to numb your tongue and put fire in your belly. Would you, care for a taste? Hey?
Let have us believe these ghosts have been exorcised.
Soldiers too craven to fight. Stark naught, the lot of them. Weren't till a woman dealt them a swift knee to the stones that they came to their senses.
The dame certainly has a way with the men of the garrison. If only all our problems could be solved so easily.
I heard it was the Dreadworm himself that brought the fire down on the Dominion.
Then the rumors are true. Prince Dion's usurped the Holy Throne.
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows of those ghasts.
Come now, she surely cannot count a dominant amongst her clients. Can she?
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
They're both as stubborn as the lover's pox, and every bit as irritating. The more one insists on their proposed plan of action, the more the other rails against it. Oh, they've successfully split the town asunder just when we should be standing as one.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
If you're wondering why Dalimil's in such a sorry state, you can blame the bandits. Them and the mercenaries who are guarding the gates. Though I can hardly fault them for running. Fighting would have meant death. Did for more than a few.
Fucking thieving bastards!
As if life hadn't been hard enough round here since the Fang fell.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, Perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Haven't we had enough fighting?
I know I bloody well have. The next time those two go for each other's throats, I'm barring them both.
We saw it all from upstairs. The bandits came and started attacking everyone. It was really scary.
So much for the men of the Rock. The cowards took to the hills as soon as they saw the mob coming.
Damn it all! Why did Kupka have to go and get himself killed? He was the only thing standing between us and this.
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping that kill.
They're not done with us yet. They'll be back for more.
What then? Should we leave?
But where would we go?
All this after the last sellswords we paid for proved themselves such reliable souls. Pfft, you'd have us throw good gill after bad.
We must put our people first, Conrad. Revenge will only beget revenge, and all the while our children starve.
Never poke a hornet's nest, they say. Conrad's going to get us all killed.
All my finest pieces. All that hard work. Gone.
Here you are. I thought I told you to go and hide in the inn.
I tried, but they were everywhere. I was so scared.
What's that Branded doing all on his own? Has he lost his master?
Where the hell has my bearer disappeared to? I shall have him whipped for abandoning his master in his hour of need.
I had my pickaxe, I would...
Don't get yourself worked up. You need rest.
My shop? Why would anyone do such a thing?
Oh, I'm ruined.
We cannot let those thugs get away with this. Cell swords are what we need, as many as the town can afford.
Buying more supplies? We might as well scatter seeds near a rat's nest. They're the problem, and only steel will solve it.
Hold on! I'll have my branded heal your hurts.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard, with you as captain.
Me? I don't know about that.
Buying more supplies? We might as well scatter seeds near a rat's nest.
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Next thing you know, Natalie'd be offering the bandits bed and board.
I wonder if Conrad has the right of it. We always called on sellswords and the men of the rock to guard our gates before. We don't have enough blades to arm everyone, nor enough physicers to heal the injured. I don't know if we can do this alone.
Then let us band together and show these brutes that Dalamil is not to be trifled with.
Mummy, I'm scared. What if the bad men come back?
It's all right. We're all right now.
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to keep it.
Yes, but...
All this after the last sellswords we paid for proved themselves such reliable souls.
Never poke a hornet's nest, they say. Conrad's going to get us all killed.
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
It appears I have no choice but to do what little I can to defend what little we have. But I would not see any unnecessary blood spilt. We need a plan.
There's truly no chance for us to restock our supplies. That's it then. We shall have to do this the hard way.
My shop. Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
finished.
They mean to overwhelm us.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment. friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Now, if I could only convince the people of Costness to work together.
Dalimil will forever be in your debt. But don't go trying to take advantage of that.
Dalimil saved. And with our steel.
Those bandits were on the receiving end of some quality craftsmanship.
So, where did you learn to swing a sword like that?
In a desert full of ne'er-do-wells, a woman has to learn to look after herself.
Lubor did well to bring Conrad and Natalie together. It's like herding curls with them.
I know. Seems it isn't just metal the boy can bend to his will.
One minute they're at each other's throats, the next they're the best of friends.
I don't know how Lubor did it, but he did.
Hey, I know you. You helped Lubor fight off the bandits, didn't you? Thanks, mister.
Some of those blackguards were once men of the Rock. I recognize their faces. How the mighty have fallen.
The finest sellswords in Storm couldn't hold a candle to our new town guard.
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch.
Perhaps. But the gentlemen of the League of Merchants have deeper pockets.
We'll need to work hard if we're to restock the stores those brigands plundered.
You wouldn't happen to know if the pieces that were stolen from my store were recovered, would you? They were irreplaceable.
We haven't seen the last of those bastards. But when they attack again, we'll be ready for them.
If you ever do that again, I'll whip you to within an inch of your life. Run from your master, would you?
Mummy, are the bad men going to come back?
No, darling, they're not. Never again.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us with.
We have a hard time putting this place back together.
Oh, nonsense. As long as we all do our bit, Dalimil will be back to her old self in no time.
It has long been my habit to keep a watchful eye on the comings and goings around Dalimil. I shall continue to do so, that our people might be warned of any further attacks. I pray that you continue to play your part too, not of outlaw, but of hero to the hopeless.
You fought very bravely. We would have been lost without you.
Knowing that you would have all been there to pick us up if we fell, gave us more than the courage we needed.
You, Branded! Come with me! There are other wounded that need your attention.
So, where did you learn to...
We may have driven the bandits back once, but what's left of them are still out there nursing their wounds and their grudges. So our watch continues.